You know what, Skip? I believe they were. Because regardless of the disrespect you continue to show Scottie Pippen, one of the 50 greatest players in NBA history, a Hall of Famer, I am not going to do that. Listen, Bird and McHale, you know, you got Magic with Kareem. I mean, if you wanted to give me that, that would be fine. I wouldn't sneeze at that. You want to talk Shaq and Kobe? Okay, I would consider it. But in the end, 6 rings, 6 NBA Finals appearances. And I can't get out of my mind 2 things, Skip. Number 1, how Scottie Pippen was ultimately the one defending Magic Johnson full court for Chicago's first title. And number 2, 1993-94, after Jordan had announced his retirement, Scottie Pippen, it's his team. Not only did he average like 22, 6, and 7, but more importantly than that, Skip, the Chicago Bulls won 55 games that year. And if it were not for robbery, and this is against my New York Knicks, even I'm willing to admit that was a bogus call against Scottie Pippen that had Phil Jackson, before his hips went bad, sitting there prancing up and down the sidelines with disbelief at Madison Square Garden with such a bogus call in that Game 5. When Scottie Pippen might have taken the Chicago Bulls to the NBA World Championship if everybody wasn't so hell-bent on seeing Patrick Ewing and the Knicks get to the finals. Now, I'm not mad at that because I was happy to see the Knicks get there. But I do know that Chicago got robbed. They got robbed because the New York Knicks would not have won that Game 6 at the United Center that year. Scottie Pippen, I don't ignore his defense the way that you do. And that's why I think the combination of him and Jordan is the most lethal I've seen.
In the history of this show, we have never asked a more disrespectful question than the one Stephen A. Smith just answered. As we approach the great Michael Jordan's 50th birthday, we have disrespected him on our airwaves. And I want to apologize to all of our viewers for this question, and especially for my friend Stephen A.'s answer to this question. Michael Jordan was the greatest solo act. What's that?
It's ridiculous. So he won by himself. That's what you're saying. Michael Jordan won by himself. Scottie Pippen didn't matter, huh? He didn't have anything to do with those 6 rings. Nothing.
Allow me to finish, please. Michael Jordan was the greatest competitor in any sport ever. He was the greatest solo act in any sport ever. He taught Scottie Pippen everything he knew about playing defense and how to win basketball games on offense. Pippen was in Jordan's shadow in a good way. And I'm sorry, Stephen A., Scottie Pippen is the most overrated top 50 player of all. It's not even close. He's not a top 50 player. Michael made him that. Some nights it was Michael and Kukoc is the greatest duo ever. Sometimes it was Michael and Rodman is the greatest duo ever. Sometimes it was even Michael and Kerr or Michael and Paxson. It was Michael. It's not even close. I'm sorry, I was there. I know Michael. I was around people who were very close to Michael. I know what I speak. Scottie was a product of Michael Jordan. It wasn't co-stars. The greatest duo to me, Shaq and Kobe. Those were co-stars. They needed each other to be as great as they were for 3 straight championships.
Excuse me, enough of your rhetoric on a sport that you shouldn't even be allowed to talk about. The fact of the matter is, Scottie Pippen was made by Jordan, but he was still made by Jordan. In other words, he still became who he was. That's the bottom line. Now, Jordan may have been responsible for it, but it doesn't take away from the fact that he got there. Jordan couldn't win when he was making Scottie Pippen. What about when Scottie Pippen had the migraine headache in Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals against the bad boy Detroit Pistons, where Jordan was sick to his stomach? Yeah, my point is, what happened? They lost. They didn't get to the finals. So my point to you is that when they finally got over the hump is when Scottie Pippen had finally become what Jordan helped him become. That means he got there, and you got to give him credit for that.
It was the Lone Ranger and Tonto, and Pippen at best was Tonto. Case closed.